not do anything short of deliver one spectacular final.
Who is going to be crowned World Cup champ?
He needs to get perfection. He needs to get first place. It all comes down to this moment. Real question right now, who is on top?
Welcome to 2018 FIS World Series Chengdu. That's right, we are live, and this one is presented by our title sponsor, Honor for the Brave. Thanks for tuning in. I am Ryan Meyer. This is Freddie White.
That's me.
And what does that mean? It is the World Skate Freestyle Inline Park Finals. That's right, it's going to be the Roller Freestyle Park Finals. It's happening right now here in China. It's the last stop of the FIS World Series 2018. It's been an amazing year, but let's take a look back and see some of the action and highlights.
FIS World Series kicked off in the land of the rising sun, Hiroshima, Japan. The roar from the Japanese fans pushed the athletes at round one, and they had their first chance to rack up points towards the season-long title. Round two had us going back to where it all started 21 years ago, Montpellier, France, for some epic comps and some amazing energy. For round three of the FIS World Series, we've traveled across the Atlantic to Canada. Here, the top three athletes from 3 different disciplines will battle it out for valuable World Series points. After a grueling year of training, travel, and competition, it'll all come down to our final stop in Chengdu, China, where we'll crown our FIS World Series champions.
You've seen some amazing action going on right there in the highlights. We've had such an amazing crowd, and a huge thanks, of course, goes out to FIS, but as well to Hurricane Parks, who have triumphed time and time again, bringing all these ramps to you guys to a new country located near you. Let's take a look right now. You see the riders lined up on deck right there, but we have a new park shaped out here. What does it look like so far for the inliners?
It looks big. Like we're sharing this one with BMX, which means all the features of the skate park are pretty massive. You might be used to this cradle we saw in Hiroshima earlier this year, but there's also like 2 gigantic wall rides, massive transition, the huge step down, a lot of really big obstacles. So the guys have to go big, they have to go fast, and they have to get a lot of amplitude to really take advantage of that course.
So of course those large features are going to be judged in a certain way. But as you see all the riders right there, before we get into that format, we're going to talk about the rider format. How does this contest break down, Freddie?
For the finals, we'll have 2 heats of 6 riders, 2 runs of 50 seconds per rider, and the best of those 2 runs will count for the final score.
So you see that right there on screen. We've had a huge heat. It's wounded down to these 12 riders right there. And it's going to be a big contest, I think, today. This is the last one of 2018. We've been all over the world, but this is how the judges are going to break it down. Difficulty and control, amplitude, originality and style, versatility and flow, exploration of the park. What does that really mean with exploration?
Exploration, I guess it would mean that the judges are going to be looking for some creativity, some outside of the box thinking to really take advantage of all the features the park has to offer, really go to each corner of the park and try to bring something out of it. And the judges that will be looking out today for us are, starting on the right, Mr. Pascal Moraz from Canada, who's also responsible for building this beautiful course. In the middle, Mr. Sven Bokkers, legend of the sport, X-Game gold medalist, and Blake Bird on the left side of your screen, street legend from the UK.
You see there, of course, those judges are very experienced and versed within the freestyle roller discipline. They've all had first-hand experience, either been inliners themselves, been doing this judging deal for a very long time. The FIS really knows how to pick those ones. Well, let's go back and take a look back at who won the semis and how that run exactly looked. Right now, this is Julian Crudo. This is going to be his winning run from yesterday's semi. Walk us through, Freddie, what happened?
He started with some massive tricks, a big 360, big hair, a few things to clean up to really put up the perfect runs that he has used to but he's had a lot of technical tricks, massive spins, and this true spin Mizu on top of the gigantic wall right there. So all in all, he scored really high on the big tricks, and he definitely has room for improvement. He's definitely aiming for that first spot today, so I'm looking forward to see if he can up his score from the semifinals. Look at this, all the way till the end, flying over the volcano, transfer with this Misty flip. It was really using the multiple transfers the course had to offer, and finishing off with this Bio 5.
So we just saw that recap of yesterday on course. Today seems a bit similar, but with a massive crowd out there. Let's take it down to AJ for our rider introduction.
We are here at the third and final stop for the 2018 FIS World Series Championship in CHENGDU, China. We're gonna get started with our riders list right now. Starting us off, we have from France, riding Team Solomon, Anthony Avella. All right, all the way from the Netherlands, riding Symmetrics and Adapt brand, it is Sim Croft. Out of Bangkok, Thailand, going by the name No Warapoj Boonam, riding USD. Also out of Bangkok, riding for Blade Club Wheels and the Blade Shop in Malaysia, we have Jarasak Tasorn. Doing it for Low Academy and Skate Pro, your girlfriend's favorite rollerblader, it is Jakob Jewell. Blading his heart out for This Is Soul Skate Shop and Power Slide, we have Yarrow Freeze. Absolutely killing it out of France, riding for Razors Europe, it is Nikolai Servi. The man who can jump, it is Jockey Java from Paris, France. Doing it on his own, beautiful Joe Atkinson Rossi's Pro Skate for Loco Skates out of Brighton, England. It is Joe Atkinson! From the beautiful island of Japan, riding them skates and CDS Tokyo, Yuto Goto! Hi! Doing it for Asphalt Blading Club and Rollerblade out of Switzerland, Maxim Gino. And killing it for the best audio experience, Hercules rider, Julian Crudo. Come on, CHENGDU,
That is your finalists, your rider lineup out here in CHENGDU. You see the bubble blowers going out there in the Chinese crowd. Are you excited to be out here?
Yeah, pretty excited. Like the semifinals were actually thrilling. The last runs, the last heat were really exciting. Lots of diversity, different styles of riding that express themselves well on the course. We got really park-oriented skating. We got lots of technical moves also from Yuto Goto. Maxime Genoux flew over the course with a simple run, but really fast, really technical, and really high up in the air. So yeah, I'm excited to say the least. I'm looking forward to see what those guys have in store for us today. If they're all gonna be able to one-up themselves, and what are the changes on the rankings.
We see it right there, the World Series 2018. We do not have the graphic necessarily up there, but it's gonna be a tight race. I do believe coming into this,
like so far we have Mr. Joe Atkinson ranked first, but following really closely, we have Sam Croft from
and
the
then
Netherlands.
CJ Wellsmore, of course, who is not here. CJ, get your act together, file that passport, figure it out, and come out to the fees. We miss you, man. I miss you, maybe. And then as well, Yuma Boudouin, I believe, is not in attendance. He's doing some Cirque du Soleil, other agenda options right now. And then we have Maxime Genot in 5th place right there, and Nicolas Servi in 6th place. So Joe Atkinson, that's going to be the man to watch. There's a lot of pressure on him right now to see if he is able to hold that position away from Sam Croft.
Yeah, Sam Croft will have a tough job, a tough nut to crack right there. Joe has a lot of experience. Sam is a younger guy coming up to the scene, but he's showed throughout the series this year, both in Japan and Montpellier, that he had the skills that he would take to actually win those big fees contests. So the question is, he only qualified 11th place. He missed a lot of tricks in the semi-finals, so he really have to up his game today if he wants a chance to beat Joe and get that first spot in the overall ranking. But let's start things off with this legend of the French skating scene, Mr. Anthony Avella.
Anthony Avella dropping in there strong.
Riding fast, riding those Salomon boots and charging the course. Lots of power in this guy. Strong legs. A little hiccup here. Has to go back strong. As we mentioned a lot during the semis, and as you might see by checking out the course if it's the first time watching us live from CHENGDU, the course is really massive and the runs really have to be flawless if the riders want to be able to go all the way till the end with solid tricks everywhere. As soon as you miss one trick or land a bit too low on transition, you are going to be missing the speed and missing the amplitude that you need to really impress the judges. So a couple hiccups here for Anthony, finishing with a backflip on transition.
Right to the buzzer though, right there with the backflip to Fakey. AJ really doing justice out there on the crowd, getting them on their feet. Take a look at some highlights of Avella's run.
We had this backside UFO on top of the wall, lining up for the jump box. Big airs. He's got the experience flying in the air, as he's also competing a lot in the vert contest. Anthony's got it all. He's a really consistent rider, also in the streets. People might not be aware of that, but he's got the strong legs and the experience of an OG. The question is, will he be able to put together the perfect run that he needs to grab a top spot on the podium today? Hard questions, but lots of hard questions today because everyone is going to be fighting hard. And this guy, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Sam Croft from the Netherlands.
Coming from the Netherlands, this long man, Sam Croft. As we said, he's sitting 2nd place in the overall rankings. Huge channel gap right there, holding so much speed from the young Dutchman.
That was really nice. The 360 up, also sideways, going on a step up. Way back down, saw grind on top of the wall. That's a solid run, and you can see he's still charging, really clean on all the landings. He missed a bit of that in the semis, but he's right there, going with a really solid run so far. Still a lot of amplitude. We got 20 seconds left on the buzzer. Youngcomer on the Dutch scene, and made a strong appearance on the FIS World Series this year. And now it's all coming down to the final moments of this series, the final runs, the final heat. Sam Croft with the Fakey 7. That's it.
Beautiful run actually from Sam Croft. You see Anthony Avella on screen there with his first run score of a 57.33. That's going to be so far the run to beat, but I do believe Sam is not going to have much difficulty getting a higher score right now. There was a solid run from the young Dutchman.
Went all over the course, flew high, threw some grind, big transfer, high hairs, lots of spins too. Like, it was really diverse. He touched a bit of everything on the course, missed a bit on the alley top horn up there. He had some struggle also in the semis, so maybe that's going to be where he struggles a little bit, the grinds on this run. But overall, pretty strong pretty strong performance. The judges say 76.3. That's a really solid score.
That's a big score for Sam Croft, putting the Netherlands on the board right here. Up next, we see right there
Mr. Wapush Bunem, brother note from Thailand. Clean style, clean runs is used to this kind of contest, but he was a bit out of the scene for a while, and now he's coming back strong with his big flat 360 Liu Kang on the step down, going back up top of the course. Always really, really clean. One of those guys that can skate street as well as spark. A lot of power and really technical. We were skating street yesterday with Note, and you better believe he can do it both really well. Topside Mistral on top of that quarter pipe up there, transition to transition. Going back up, we got 17 seconds to go. And still some energy in that guy. Step down, aiming for the big wall. And he's going up there, wall ride. Cruising through the corner ball. High air, and that's it, buzzer. Oh, he was going for the alley-oop top acid on the quarter pipe. Missed a lot of time, missed a bit of speed. But I do believe he can clean it up and link it all together in the second run. As we mentioned earlier, it's the best of the 2 runs each of the riders have that will count for their final score.
All right, huge shout out to our DJ Tech One on the dance.
Yeah, tricks on the coping, big airs. He went all the way up that vert wall right there. So all together, this topside Mistral also scored a lot of points for me. And Note will score 70 points on his first run. So that's pretty solid, a big improvement from his qualification runs 2 days ago. So hopefully that's enough to catch up with the leaders, as he's currently ranked 10th on the qualification score. And another strong man from Thailand, another clean killer, Mr. Jersak Tasorn, brother jump coming straight out of Bangkok with the flawless 900. Full can grind on the quarter pipe there, 540. This guy spins both ways, grinds both ways, both feet, both spinning. And 270 back unity, 360 on the step down, caught a bit of the transition there. Wall ride. So he's flying, he's done a couple really technical grinds on coping. 450 transfer natural, he was going for the switch one probably there. Missing a bit of stamina on the end of the run. I think he got lost a little bit. That's too bad. We got 5 seconds left to go, and I think he's done. Not exactly what he was going for, I believe.
Jarsak right there, getting a solid run in.
Yeah, that 900.
Beautiful landing as well with this.
Now he started really strong, and then he kind of missed the second half. The second half of the score of the run missed a bit of tricks. Let's see it.
Stone cold that face right there from Jarsak. A 67.67. It's good enough for 3rd place right now.
But it's only the first heat, and all of those guys have a second run afterwards. For now, we're going with the first for Mr. Jakob Juhl, representing Skate Pro USD, and more especially Low Academy, his own skating, skateboarding, BMXing and scootering school in Copenhagen, beautiful Denmark.
It'd be beautiful to check that out next time I'm in Copenhagen, actually. Gonna have to talk to him about that one. It sounds like a very interesting facility. I love that about you guys with inline. You seem to have so many other projects going on. Beautiful 540, I believe that was right there.
It was a 9 on the step down.
Oh, sorry.
Which means yes in my language. That's it for Jakob. Getting some air. 20 seconds to go. 360 on the step down, aiming for the big wall. So that's a really nice...
Up there with ease.
Yeah, and after the 360 step down, that's a nice move. You have to be really technical. 540, he landed that one. He landed that one, and I think even himself was a bit surprised. That's a good one. On his feet until the very end. Big smile on his face, always smiling, Jakob. And it's nice to see him skate these big parks because he got known skating street, filming amazing street section. Is one of the most technical riders to come out of Europe. Mind-blowing tricks. And his 540 double grab shows that he can also shred a skate course as big as the Fils one with no problem. 360 on the Volcano. He went with the big obstacles and the big 9 right there. Hands down a little bit, but what about the soul grind? Clean on the wall. And 540, and I can't believe.
It's actually really clean.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Clean. It just didn't have, it kind of scrubbed it, we would say.
And just like at some point it was flat up in the air and still managed to land on his feet. Nice cat, nice t-shirt, Skate Pro representing, big shop from Denmark. And now moving on to the Netherlands and another shop, This Is All.
Frein Jaro Frein, pardon me, from the Netherlands.
Big 360 starting up. He's really young, but looking at the speed, you wouldn't believe he's already got a lot of strong power in this big 9 on the way down. That's crazy. Carving fast.
He's really hitting a lot of speed. Huge amplitude over that hip box jump.
Yeah, he's getting those really nice 72 aeons with the Richie Eisler 68 mil. And if you know those wheels, you know they're good.
Freddie's getting technical.
Oh no, I'm talking about wheels again, sorry. Sorry for that fall. Yeah, really good setup, really good wheels. I'd recommend buying a couple sets of these, put some money in Richie's pocket, help the G. And it's the best wheels you'll ride, guaranteed. But yeah, that was an unfortunate fall at the end of the run for Yao, but he made a really strong impression. And he missed it only by a few inches.
360 right there, starting things off.
Big 9 as well.
Yeah, that was as well a unique area to throw that 9. I haven't seen anyone else do that this weekend.
And he missed that wall ride right there. It's so technical, like he was linking both of them up. First wall ride, second wall ride, flying over the hips in his qualification round. So hopefully he manages to do it on his second run, because put all together, if he connects all these tricks together, he really has one killer of a run. 72.3 for Jaro, putting him in second position so far. That's a strong showing, and I believe he has more in store for us. But let's go back to the top of the list. These were the first runs for the 6 first riders. Let's see if they're all able to bring on the heat in the second run. It's all or nothing now, all in for a chance to win the big money prize and rank in the overall FIS World Series ranking. That's it with Anto going sideways with the flat 5 alley-oop. And going back down with 360 step down, hitting, oh my god, that was big 9.
Yes, and holding on to that.
He stuck it, stayed on his feet, stuck the big 9 on transition. You don't see many of those really flying sideways over transition. Big wall ride, going back up, charging with his aluminum core, famous wheels, and those very nice Salomons, if I may talk gear. Big air stale. And 10 seconds to go. That's it, we're going for the last tricks now. Top acid on top of transition here, and that will be it. Fakey 5, Liu Kang, signature move for this competition legend, Anthony Avila.
Nice solid performance right to the end there, holding on to that 9. It'd be nice to get some replays.
Yeah,
Mr. Avela's run right here as we bust out.
Yeah, he's starting really unusual with this alley-oop flat 5, and this 9 totally flat spin as well, flat in the air, flying over the transition with a big 9. Guaranteed you won't see any other of these today. That's it, Anthony. Big heart.
Avella good enough for 6th place right there with a 57.33.
He will stick
See right there, our current leader about to drop for his 2nd run, 76.33 from the Netherlands. This is Sam Croft.
Sam Croft, everything to gain and nothing to lose. Going big with the flat 3 double grab. Transfer over here and going fast. Alley-oop 3, going back up on the step up. Half cap on the step down. Sogran on the wall. Still going, 20 seconds. And still a lot of speed. Finally, the alley-oop top 1. That's it. That was the little beat that he missed in the first run. And I guess it feels really good for the confidence as well. Still going strong.
Yeah, Sam.
10 seconds to go. Oh, nice move.
That it does this over that extended spine. It's a very difficult, you call it a volcano almost. It is much, yes, and holding
on his feet. It did.
Sam Croft, a solid 2nd run and possibly even improving his already leading score.
Yeah, that was really solid all the way till the end. Managed to stay on his feet on his last trick. Seems really happy, and I can imagine he is. Really strong showing. I think his first run scoring this high on the first one was already a good way to relieve a lot of the pressure he might have had after qualifying only in 11th place. He's currently ranked 2nd in the overall ranking for the World Series. So if he wants a chance to catch that 3rd place, he really needs a win today. And so far, it looks pretty good for him. 1st position so far.
So yes, as we were saying, Sam was sitting in 1st position with that 76.33. We're waiting to see. Yes, he's going to improve his score to a 79 even. Not yet breaking the 80 barrier, but a strong score for the Dutchman.
79, that's pretty high. That will feel really good for him and probably put a little stress off his shoulder. War push Bunim though, not one to be stressed. With this relaxed style all the way from Thailand. And this wonderful flat, it's not even a flat spin at this point, it's a backflip Liu Kang on the step down. Going back up on top of the transition, going with the alley fish. As you can see, he's touching a bit of the coping, flying big spins. Oh, and missing the top sole, top acid, possibly on the big wall ride. That's a shame. Lining up for the fun box again. 360. Alley-oop top sole. Puts the hand down. Unfortunately, that's gonna cost him some points as well. Not the cleanest run they could have hoped for. But let's do it for the love.
There you go, dropping back in for that little transfer and up to the sub box. Oh, just not getting it.
Nope. He wanted to do that wall tap to fish brain. That's not it for notes. But as you can see, nothing will wipe the smile off his face. Happy to be here. He had a solid 1st score, so hopefully that will be enough to hold on to until the end. Now it's all up to the other riders, and the other rider following him right after is gonna be a good friend of his, so I'm sure he won't be disappointed if Jurasak brings on the heat instead.
Scores coming in. It's obviously going to be his 1st run score there, which is still rewarding him. 3rd position right now.
3rd position. Will it be able to keep that spot until the end? Let's see.
The Mai Tai trained Thai athlete coming out here, cold as steel.
Almost smiling. Did you catch it? Almost smiling.
I saw the cheekbones flinch.
Yes. Big 900. He's starting his runs off strong with this one every time. No problem for him. 500 transition right there. Using the cradle to get some more speed, hitting the volcano. Whoa, no. That was a bit too short. And unfortunately sent him straight to his
Jarosek right there, dropping back in onto the wall ride.
And the 360 step down, still one of the nicest way to hit that big wall ride. It's the only one to do it that way. 450 transfer both ways, spinning both ways, which is really, really hard to do. Have to go blind there for a second. And that's it. Score to beat Sam with 79 points. Will it be enough? Possibly, maybe, probably not.
Yeah, with that one bobble actually from that extended spine. That's a very hard feature actually. It's been getting athletes in all disciplines this weekend, but Jarosek having difficulty with that. It's going to be a 67-6-7, good for 4th place. Still a solid run.
Yeah, we'll stick to the first score. He started really strong with the full kg right after the 900, which he missed in the second run, so already that was a little bit worrying, and then he missed the big volcano thing.
From Copenhagen, on course right now in Chengdu.
540, and a back you for Mr. Jakob Juhl.
If you guys are just tuning in, maybe you had just woken up, set the alarm a little late. It's a 2018 FIS World Series Chengdu, and we are live with the Roller Park Freestyle Finals coming your way. These are the second runs so far of heat number 1. This is Jakob Juhl right now dropping in, finishing off the last 20 seconds of his second run here.
There's a big stall grind on the wall. Jakob has been doing hard tricks all over. Maybe not the cleanest run. He fell on the corner ball. No! You can see the disappointment right there. It looks like one of those easy features on the course. It's not as massive as the other one, not as big, and yet it's one of the most technical. Yep. So we'll have to stick with the score from the first run too, I believe, which was still a very good one with his unexpected 5. Same here, almost fell on this 900. But if we might talk wheel size once again, this guy is also skating the 72s from USD. Might be a sign.
What is with you in wheel size?
I don't know, I really like those skates, so that's maybe why I'm trying to
plug and play,
tell people, like, that's the future. If you want to skate those big parks, if you want to compete with BMX on transition this big, then you have to find solutions and you need to fly high. So that might be one of the tools. And talking about Aeon and 72s, Jarofrein skating the same skates, but with a slightly different style and 68mm undercover wheels. And that's it, look how he flies.
Height, how high he gets right there, and as well, Aaron, out of the quarter pipe. Jarofrein from the Netherlands, charging the young Flying Dutchman of inline. Yeah, that 900 stomped again with that transfer.
Yeah, for a while I believe Yellow was the Flying Dutchman, but with Yellow not qualifying in the finals, Jaro might as well take the title, take the nickname. He's deserving it. Look
I said the young Flying Dutchman.
The young one? There can be only one though. Who's flying the highest? The wall ride, yes, he gets it.
Yes, into the double wall and gets both skates on the wall with that one, might I add. In semis, I saw him do it only with one. This is an ad. Yes, back with the fakie there.
Yeah, I think he was almost surprised to land the first wall ride, so he hit the second one in the full improvisation, and then you can see the skills, because he has no time to think, no time to plan. He's just reacting to this environment. So this little surprise on his face is what sells me the run right there. It was really strong again, flying really high.
Huge amplitude right there. Check out this 900.
Yeah, if I'm talking about skate specs, it's because there's a reason in this 5 and 900s where he's flying really such high amplitude. It's good illustration. And the last minute backflip to finish off his run. See the big smile. Exhausted yet happy, representing This Is All an Evil. Shout out to Amsterdam.
Shout out to the Netherlands, shout out to Amsterdam. Hoop, ball, and hoop.
Speaking of the Netherlands, you know, a good friend of ours might be moving out there, or maybe move there. So, Herr Dominic Wagner.
Scores coming in, an 80.33
Yes.
for Jaro Frein, the new leader, our hot seat holder right now. Let's take a look back at some of the recaps from Roller at the Fees.
And on the tour, we started off strong with a really amazing event in Hiroshima, our first time in Japan. And that was beautiful to watch. Julian Crudo took 3rd position, and Japanese legend vert skater Takeshi Yasuko flew over the course to grab the 2nd spot. Unexpected showing, and he killed it. But one that could not be defeated in Japan was Joe Atkinson. Absolutely flawless. He put together a beauty of a run on this really ball-oriented course, and that was absolutely stunning to watch.
Joe Atkinson right there. Of course, you see him on top of the box. And moving forward to the mecca of inline, let's call it the FIS World Series Montpellier. This is where it all started 22 years ago, and that's right there, some highlighted action on the separate course that they had this year. We had 2 courses built, one for the smaller wheels, scooter and inline, and one for the BMX on the other side of the water. I think this did justice. The inliners seemed to really enjoy it out there.
There was a really technical course with lots of transfer, lots of grinds, and although everyone flew really high on the front box, you can also tell everyone enjoyed the course as it was. Lots of really amazing feedback on this course, although it was really cold on the day of the podium.
You see right there Nico Servi on top of the board right now, but let's take a look at this heat number 2 and see what's happening. It's going to be Nicolas Servi, followed by Diaby Daiko, Joe Atkinson, Yuto Goto, Maxime Ginaud, and Julian Crudo. So those are our last 6. Those are our top 6 coming out of the semifinals. It's going in reverse seeding order, of course. Any highlights that you want to note out of there?
My personal highlight, besides Maxime Genoud's run, which was absolutely flawless, like a mix of everything I like to see on skate, Mr. Diako Diaby put on a performance that was absolutely stunning to watch, flying high, super incredible amplitude. That was really wonderful to see. I watched it again this morning actually, it's flawless. He's catching every inch of transition every time, flying so high, and looks really effortless. So that was really my strongest impression, I guess, from those qualifiers.
Well, it's beautiful. We'll see if he is able to deliver here right now. Nicolas Servi about to drop in for his first run of heat number 2.
Another powerhouse from France, coming from Dijon. Oh, barely catching that wall right there. But the 450 topsail, Hurricane topsail, every try, this kid. 720 cork. Misty, is that a Misty flip? Yeah, that's the Misty flip. 720 though, you don't see many of those, and he falls on the Bio 5, unfortunately. Maybe it's the first time I've ever seen him miss this trick. 20 seconds to go, it's gonna be hard after missing the speed up there.
There's a first for everyone sometimes in these contests.
Indeed. So his first run might not be the one he was hoping for. But as we mentioned, the best of 2 counts, and he still has all his chances to catch the first place. He was first in Montpellier, didn't compete in Hiroshima, so really needs a win here if he wants to grab one of the top spots in the overall rankings. Strong legs though, so I hope he manages to lace that second run. His skates got left behind at the hotel, so he showed up here just an hour ago with no skates. Guess he had to run back to the hotel to grab his bag. Probably didn't get too much training time, but I do believe that his mental strength is powerful enough to,
wow, huge amplitude out of that one, if you notice from that angle. I guess it's cut off from us as we see the larger quarter bike from coming out of that small wedge. He was at least 3 meters out.
Yep, and with the really nice Double move on the alley-oop air. Really love this one. 68.5 on this first run. But here is the Frenchman I was talking about previously, Diaby. Look at him flying. Wow, beautiful 9 right there. Zero spin back, unity on the quarter pipe, and look how easy it is for him flying up there. Big flat 3, half cab on the Volcano, going back up, top acid and transition, and still charging just a couple moves, but really, really effortless. Getting all the speed he needs on his flat 5 right here, hitting the wall ride. He's touching a bit everything on the course and is really going fast. Boom, the Unity budget topside Mistral. One of those technical tricks on coping that he might have been missing, lacking a bit in the skating so far. So that's a really surprising yet really pleasant surprise here. And boom, tricks all, whoa, and 540, alley-oop soul. He held it, not the cleanest. His other foot came off the coping, still he held it, landing on his feet and going all the way, really strong till the end of his run, no breaks. You can tell he can go fast and he's got the energy. Well, that's it, that was the guy I was telling you about, and I hope you enjoy watching this. One of those really younger...
Diaco right there, had a solid run.
And that was the switch up.
Wow.
That's funny, that's one of the moves that might not look like much, but it's actually really technical. But to be really precise, and you saw a lot of people actually struggle on that coping up there on the wall. It's not the cleanest, there's a few little bits that are complicated to go around, and he managed to do it really flawlessly on this one.
Our FIS World Series Tour leader right now, Joe Atkinson, is about to drop in from Yorkshire. Look at those fancy skates. Walk me through some tech specs on those.
No specs. He's got this really nice blue, and I guess if you know a little bit about blading right now, you know this is the very first signature pro skate for Mr. Atkinson from the Rogers brand, coming back strong in the market, getting the kill of a team with Joe and Mr. Niels Johnson. Shout out to Niels, who just got second place at Blading Cup in California. So the two teammates are in for the kill this weekend. Joe on the big course and Niels on the street park in Santa Ana, California. Look at Joe though, like this park is made for him.
Definitely, he's accentuating all the features on it, utilizing so much of the floor plan.
360 on the step down, cruising, and the Royale to finish things off. That's it. That's it, really strong.
Yes, Joe.
Nice move all the way until the very end of his run. I think it's safe to say he's one of the very best park riders to ever put a pair of skates on.
It's a beautiful compliment, and I would agree. I love watching Joe skate. I don't know if that was a posed move. He figured that one out. Do a little highlight of the.
I'm not sure if
the blades there.
Yeah, if you want a fully detailed setup picture, you'll have to check out the slow-mo on this one.
Was he going for the second loop there on that one and just missed it? We know from the semifinals, if you guys were watching, Joe did a double loop there in his semifinals, and it looked like maybe he was just threading the needle a bit too close to the edge.
I know
he had to eject.
I know he considered it. We talked about it briefly before. He's wondering what's the best way to go and impress the judges, because he's got all the tricks unlocked. So now it's the same question for all the competitors actually. What is the best run? What is the best way to impress the judges and check all the boxes?
83.33, second place, right behind Diaby. Joe Atkinson, he's going to have to improve a little if he wants to get on top of the box, but that 88 from Diaby Diaco is really French skating at its finest right there. But next up, Yuto Goto.
The prodigy from Japan. Oh man, like talking about highlights from the qualifiers, didn't mention Yuto, but same thing, this guy, it's a pleasure to see him shred this big park, because he got really well known in the past few years with amazing street sections, really technical, lots of handrails, lots of ledges, technical grinds, and yet you see him shred a course such as this one with flawless 1120s, all the big all the big spins, all the big airs, flawless spins.
Hitting transitions so beautifully right at the top of the landings and at the top of copings. Really what you want to see as a judge. And
yeah, makes me miss my seat as a judge. No, but look at it, he's touched all the cuppings.
I've never heard somebody say that. Makes me miss judging.
Especially not me, but maybe today is the day. Yuto Goto, like one of the nicest surprise on the tour this year, he was with us. Whoa, no way. Oh my God, this guy.
Wow, such style poured into his skating right here. That Japanese perfection, Yuto Goto, putting it all on the line out there and really trying his luck to beat Diaby Diaco with that 88.00, sitting in first place right now.
Yeah, really impatient to see how he scores with this one. He had maybe less of the bigger spins, but he still demonstrated he can do it easy with his flawless 900. But he's touched all the grinds, all the cupping on the course, and you'll see it in this replay, this alley-oop topside acid on the vert wall, as well as this beautiful 9 I was just mentioning. The hand flip 5. He's got everything, like a bit of innovative move, but look at this. He didn't lock it, and yet it is absolutely perfect. And playing around on this wall when there's so much at stake, it's really easy to fall down and just like get really hurt. What can I say? I'm absolutely my mind is blown right now.
How would you rate this as a judge? It's such a difficult position right now.
Actually, I will eat my words. I'm really happy not to be a judge and not have to rank this one.
And Yuto coming in at 81.67. It maybe goes down to some technicalities with the judges, but good enough for third place. All these athletes have another chance at it. This is only first runs of heat number 2, currently setting up with Maxime Genot from Switzerland, about to drop in for his first attempt.
We saw him fly high over the course on this first run, and look how fast he goes right away. Backside UFO with the mute grab out, 360 cross grab, and boom, on the wall ride. Going fast, flying here, using the, oh no!
That was a hard one. You saw he was off balance and overshooting into the bottom pocket of that transition. It's very difficult.
And at this point he knows it's all or nothing, so if he misses that part of his run especially, there's no way he can connect the rest of his tricks. You saw it in the semifinals, it was an absolute perfect line he put together. So now it's all about keeping the focus and giving it all on the second run, not getting disappointed too much, not overthinking it. Maxime, you got this. Don't think about it too much, my friend. It's gonna be all right.
Maxime, of course, there's a second run coming your way, so hold on to it. Started strong right there.
But look how high he flew on that one. Maybe he overshoot it a bit, missed a bit of the transition, and then the impact was just too much for him to handle. And now we're going to the very top of the list. The first qualifier in the semifinals, Mr. Julian Crudo, all the way from France.
Wow, if you notice the banners up behind Julian right there, it is getting incredibly windy on course right now, but it's not affecting Julian as he goes on top to get even more speed. A huge transfer, the only inline athlete we've seen doing that transfer out here this weekend.
Oh, he caught a bit of drifting on the way up, but everything so far has been really huge. Is going all in as well with the speed. Oh my God, 450 back royale.
And he still landed out of that one.
Oh, he saved it. He saved it, but that's unfortunate because he was really going for the banger trick, so it's gonna cost him some points for sure. And I think he's a bit in the same position as Maxime right before. If all the tricks are not laced absolutely flawlessly, if he doesn't connect all of them exactly the way he wants, it's gonna be tough to catch the run that needs to be done to get a first spot. Bit of disappointment, but he still got it. It's still about getting that mental focus strong enough to give it all in the second run. But whoa, he's flying high and he's got the experience as well, so he just needs to get that one right and all the rest will just fall perfectly into line.
Wow, that was some control though coming out of that. Julian Crudo right there, you see your current leader coming out of the semifinals. But he's going to have difficulty having a good score after this run. That was a 54 even, good enough for 11th place, second from the bottom. Quite the jump coming from semifinals. But all these riders, these last 6 in this heat, have another round. And talking about getting their second runs right now, Nicolas Servi is going to drop in to do his.
Same thing, didn't get the first run that he wanted. So now he's going to give it all. This last heat anyway, everyone has a lot to win, so no! And not giving up though, still charging, but he missed that topsoil up there, and it's a really demoralizing way to start your second run. Big, misty 720 on the course. Going back up, still 30 seconds to go, so he has a chance to get a higher score, but hardly catch the first place anymore. He's our current winner from Montpellier, but didn't compete in Hiroshima, so he really needs a high score if he wants to get a top spot in the overall. So not stopping, going all the way until the end, 10 more seconds to go, and still trying to get as many tricks out of the bag as possible. Sideways, 3, 2 seconds to go. That's it for Nicolas Servi. He still managed to save his run. Didn't catch the perfect one he was aiming for. But that was still really impressive. You can see how easy how easy he is. Damn, that's a lot of z. Lots of spins, lots of big flips. He's really comfortable with all of these. Look at this Misty Flip 720. Does it really well. This flat spin 5 is really good on the flips. Unfortunately, he missed the topsoil on top of the wall, and that's going to cost him a lot of points.
So going to hold, of course, with his first run score there because of missing a few tricks within that second run. Servi is going to have to deal with a 7th position currently. There are still 2 others from heat number 2 that are able to bump him out. But now we are going to our hot seat leader right now, Diaby Diaco, about to drop in. He is currently sitting on top of this contest with an 88 even from France.
Let's see it. As we saw in the first run, lots of speed, crazy amplitude, and really effortless steez on this course. Just a couple strides here and there, and it's just enough to keep him like racing like a Formula 1. But we're still waiting for the countdown. Let's see it. 3, 2,
here we go.
1.
AJ calling him in right there.
Boom. Flat 5.
Diaco.
Double grab. And boom.
Wow.
Still catching every inch of that transition every time. Getting all the speed that he needs. He missed nothing in the first run. So even now it's hard to see what else can he do. What is going to be the icing on the cake to even improve on that first score? No.
Oh, and that's going to do it for Diaby Diaco.
No icing.
That is going to do it. No icing on the cake. He's going to have to hold with his first run score.
But his first run score is the cake itself. 88 points. Our current hot seat leader, ranked number 1 here in Chengdu so far.
That does put him in a pretty compromising situation with 4 very incredibly and capable professional inliners coming after him. Joe Atkinson nipping at his heels currently in 2nd place with an 83.33. He is next to drop, as well as Yuto Goto, Maxime Genot, and Julian Crudo, all champions in their own right, and all able to potentially push past that 88 mark. Diaby Diaco, unfortunate mistake in that second run. He's going to have to hold with that 88 score. It is good enough right now for the hot seat. He is currently your leader, but dropping in is Joe Atkinson, and Joe does have what it takes to be on top. He is our FIS World Series 2018 point leader right now. He is holding the charge for the overall contest series, and he loves to act under pressure like this.
He's definitely got the experience. He's used to this big contest, to the pressure. So let's see what he has in store for us. The first one, transfer here.
Getting that more clean this time.
And he's really planned out his entire run. He knows where to go, how to hit every spot, every corner of the course. Everything is really precise. Linking up with this 900. Does it every time, perfect. Oh no.
Oh, missing that from Joe. Still hold your composure, get it back. Joe Atkinson can do it.
Got 10 seconds to go. So let's see the Bio 5 right there as a transfer. Yeah, pretty move right there.
3, 2, 1.
The double, yes.
Finishing off with a double.
You could tell it by the look on his face. He really wanted to finish off with that one. He knows that he has missed this backside stall up there on the transition. So it's all about giving that nice little double loop finish to put everyone in a good mood. At least he puts me in a good mood. Don't you like to see those loops?
I love seeing the loops, actually. I love watching Joe skate in general. One of my favorite skaters out there on the circuit. There's a reason why he is on top as well. The judges do believe the same way in many instances, but we're gonna have to wait and see, is it good enough to improve his first run score and even come close to that 88 of Diaby Diaco? That's gonna be a question for the judges, but missing that coping, I'm not too sure if it is going to be enough or what it takes today.
Well, if it's not enough, you can always stay tuned with Joe because he's flying right out to Australia right after this to film with Mr. Dom West, a new section.
And it isn't going to be enough. 73.67, his first score is going to hold there.
Well, we'll have to rely on drain, ditches, and interesting spots for him then. But that second position might still put him in a really comfortable position in the overall ranking.
Another man who is in the 80s right here, Yuto Goto out of Japan.
With the half cap top point, sliding smoothly onto the coping. Oh no, alley-oop topside acid there on the vert wall, but he missed that one. So we're hitting the KG to backslide to alley-oop topsoul. That's really quick. That's a lot of words for one really steely move. Dark side top point up there, playing a lot with his feet, quick feet, both feet, really technical. The fakie 7 right there on transition, perfect. Look how solid he is. Alley-oop topsoul, that's a switch one, I believe. Hand flip 5. Boom, that's a lot of tricks. That's a lot of tricks because he's touching every inch of every coping as well. Disaster back royale. Nope, that won't go.
Doing it.
That won't go.
It's an upset as well in run number 2 for the Japanese athlete. Doing it for fun right here. This is just for the crowd. Gonna get some redemption maybe.
Oh,
wow. Do we have a best trick?
Hard to call. I like the move he did on the other vert wall, but this was flawless. 540 Royale right out of the box. Like, he's got too many tricks. I think that's the thing. It's too easy for him. Yeah, it would be a best trick for pretty much anyone else. But for him, it looked like, yeah, let me just give you a little bonus right there. That was the icing on his cake. And boom, another technical move right there. So you can see he's got the moves on the coping and the big spin is really easy. Hand flip 5 right there on the step down. A lot of versatility. And this versatility.
Yes.
I promise I'll get it for the next stop.
One day.
One. Yeah, if you think you can do it better, let's do it in French next time. I guess I can lace this one.
I am not critiquing your non-mother tongue, your second language. Anyways, let's get back to what really matters. It's the Swiss man on stage, Maxime Jeannon, sitting in last position. He qualified second yesterday, and he only has 33 points to show for it today. Can he come back? Maxime Jeannon on course.
Let's see it. I should keep my fingers crossed because it was a wonderful run to watch. And see him fly. Watch him fly right there, hitting the big wall, using all the transition to catch as much speed as possible, flying on the ball again, doing this big transfer no one else is touching, and that's it. Like, he missed that part on the first one, but now we got it. The 450 FARF, yes! Yes, he's doing it indeed. Let's see Chichon. 360 transfer. Hand flip 3. Nope, missed that one. 17 seconds to go, and he's still got some time.
Gotta give a huge shout out to AJ Stein, who's been following us and the series around the world this year, doing our on-site MC. He's really a great MC for getting that live crowd pumped up. I miss you in the box, but Freddie, I like you here too.
That's okay. We got to hang out with AJ quite a bit, so if you want to have a good time, room 1815, room 1812, that's us. Come hang out with the Blade Club.
Maxime has a smile on his face, a little bit of relief and some pressure held off. He knows he's going to have a massive improvement from that bottom place score right now. Let's take a couple looks at some of those highlights.
He flew high, went fast, and this part that took him out on the first one, fortunately he stuck perfectly here, and his main feature of his run, this 450 FARF transfer from one quarter pipe to the other, using the cupping to transfer from one to the other. That was really hard, really technical. He missed a few other things, probably not as clean as his run in the semi-finals. So let's see, will the judge bump him up? Definitely an improvement from his first run, that's for sure.
Definitely going to be an improvement. You see the sign of relief, the weight lifted from Maxine's shoulders right there as he chills out with Yuto, the Japanese competitor.
For sure, these two really had amazing performance overall throughout this whole competition. It was a pleasure to watch them both. One coming from Switzerland on the other side of the world, one coming from Japan, a bit more close to Chengdu. 68 points for Maxime, bumping him to 8th position.
It wasn't the score he was looking for. Definitely some bobbles in that one. Going up with, looks like a couple wrist injuries. Julian Crudo is going to stand up on the fence again, getting some help from his other Frenchman, the leader right now, Diaby Diaco. Julian Crudo, though, dropping in our first place qualifier from the semifinals yesterday with a huge Lucan.
Boom, fakey, hand flip.
Oh!
No, don't miss that one, because still have 40 seconds to go and a lot to prove. He missed his first run, so him too has a lot of pressure, but it goes. The 540 back rail on the vert wall. That's a huge one. No.
Oh, missing that lock.
So that's it, like all those moves on the cupping that might be...
Oh no, and that's it.
Zero spin fish, didn't work out. Still got some time to get some tricks in. Bump his score a bit higher. This Misty Flip transfer will help for sure. But you're talking about this wrist, it's probably been injured for the last 10 years. One time out of two, you'll see him wearing this cast, but it doesn't prevent him in any way from flying, spinning the 630 over transition right there over the hip. Not the run he was hoping for, but still a lot of tricks, so he might still score pretty high. Let's see. He had to improve on this first run for sure, and I believe this will go.
That one does look 10 years old, you're right, that cast. As we are moving through, let's take some looks. That was the first run out of the bag, the first trick out of the bag.
And this big 5, bit flat, double grab. 450 back rail here on the wall right, which cost him his first run, but went perfectly in the second. Another 5 here. Missed a flip transfer from the Volcano all the way to that bottom transition, faking invert. So even with a couple mistrick like the sweat stance on the big wall, he still managed to do a lot during these 50 seconds. So he should definitely go up in the ranking. 6th place, 74 points. That was our last run right there. So Mr. Diaco Diaby.
Wow, that is going to be it then.
Monsieur Diaco, félicitations. A huge smile on this guy's face and a well-deserved first place. Look at him.
Wow, so that's going to be it. That's doing it out here in Chengdu.
Yeah, everyone's congratulating him, and it's well deserved. This guy's been in, maybe he suffered less from the jet lag since he's been living in China already 6-7 months, doing shows. That was an amazing performance. He did it very well, and he surprised a few of the leaders. I don't think anyone was expecting him that high, but you asked me before those finals some of my highlights, and I told you Diaco was definitely the one to watch out for this weekend, and he proved it with this first place 88 points. So we
see there, right, so that's a full pace standings. Diaby Diaco on top, that 88 even, held that throughout the entire contest. Joe Atkinson as well right there in second place. Yuto Goto in third. Jaro Frein from the Netherlands. Sam Croft in fifth. Julian Crudo in sixth. And then moving down the list, an absolutely amazing jam-packed field of top professional inliners out there today. Some last thoughts from yourself, Freddie, on the contest? I'm
really happy for this young guy, actually. Diaco, well-deserved first place. I'm really happy for this guy.
Yeah, he had some absolutely beautiful run. Anything to say about the Japanese riding as well?
Really happy to see them coming so strong. We have Chiro, who will be skating the girls' finals this afternoon, so I'm also looking forward to it. And Yuto was an absolute pleasure to watch for sure. That's it.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing contest so far today. Super excited to see all these guys come so far from Hiroshima all the way down to Chengdu and all the stops in between. It's been an amazing run, an amazing 2018 for the FIS World Series. We thank you so much for tuning in, of course, but let's check out some of the replays and the winning run out here in China.
Diaby, look at him flying. Whoa, beautiful 9 right there. Zero spin back to Unity on the quarter pipe, and look how easy it is for him flying up there. Big flat 3, half cap on the Volcano, going back up, top acid and transition, and still charging just a couple moves, but really effortless. Getting all the speed he needs on his flat 5 right here, hitting the wall ride. He's touching a bit everything on the course and is really going fast. Boom, the Unity budget tops at Mistral. One of those technical tricks on coping that he might have been missing, lacking a bit in the skating so far. So that's a really surprising yet really pleasant surprise here. And boom, tricks all, whoa, and 540, alley-oop soul. He held it, not the cleanest.
There's that beautiful highlighted run from Diaby. Let's check out some of the other activities going on here today. It's going to be next up, the UCI BMX Freestyle Park World Cup Finals, the men's edition. We just did the females. The men's are going your way. And then at 4:50, it's going to be the Flatland World Cup Finals. They're going to be coming your way tonight in the lights. So thanks, guys. It's been an amazing time so far. But the podium is just getting set up behind us. We have the course right there. Everyone is taking their time to do things right down there and make sure that you guys are going to have a beautiful award ceremony for yourself. But make sure, if you guys want to tune in to any of our networks, check us out on Facebook, FIS.official, Twitter at FIS World Series, as well as Instagram. Hashtag all your posts, FIS World 2018, as well as FWS. Make sure that you guys just stay tuned, you stay interacted with us, and we'll walk you through all the stuff. We'd as well like to hear your opinion. If you guys see, okay, we want like a rider to be in the FIS, we maybe want the FIS to come to us, we'd like to hear that, because we're always looking to expand and to go to new ventures and to new locations near you. We would love to work and build the action sports community around the world. Well, we got things heating up down there in the course. We're going to go down and check out the award ceremony for the inline.
All right, thank you, Chengdu. What a competition it has been. We're going to get started with our podium right now. Third place, all the way from Okayama, Japan. Well, the Haopongyo Ribbon Yuto Goto! Chengdu Jongshindan Ali!
Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. You will go. Woo! Arigato! Sensei!
All right, in second place, the Hall Schwa Ingor Empongyo, repping Loco Skates in his own pro Rossies, it is Joe Atkinson!
Okay. Good that, Joe!
Yep. Whoa.
Come on, Chengdu! Zhangxingzan Ali for Joe Atkinson! And first place, a surprise to nobody, it is Jaco Jabi! Chengdu, make some noise! All right, here we have the podium for the 2018 FIS World Series Championship event in Chengdu, China, sponsored by Honor Phones and built by Hurricane Parks. One more time, Chengdu, Zhangxingzan Ali! All right, we couldn't be thankful enough. You guys have put on such an event. Chengdu Renxia!
Amazing award ceremony down there. AJ Stein doing justice with our inline competitors. Freddie, it's been so fun the whole entire series out here hosting events with you and constantly finding new talent. That's something that the FIS is very well rounded in doing. It's the only action sports. Let's go down to an interview with the winner.
All right, we'd like to thank everybody for checking this out at home on the FIS Livecast. We're here with Jaco Jabi, our 2018 Inline Championship. What were your thoughts on the entire event? This is your first time in here in Chengdu?
Yeah, it's my first time here in Chengdu. Yep.
How do you feel about the event? How was the competition? Did you think you were going to get first?
It's a surprise, and now I don't believe that.
He is so excited, he's nearly speechless. Tell us about your setup. What are you riding on today? Yeah, what kind of skates you riding? What kind of wheels you riding?
Oh, that's interesting. So I think Joe is out.
I don't know, like.
Oh, he's speechless. Guys, let's give it up for Jaco Jabi!
Well, there you go. Beautiful interview right there. Tough to get words out sometimes when you're in so much ecstasy and emotion coming off. But we were finishing previously. It's very nice to have all these new talented faces coming out to the FIS. And that's something that the FIS does so well, is bringing amateur and professional sports together. It's one of the largest action sports festivals in the world. It's a global community out here, but as well, it's not just an invite-only contest. You're able to go and test your luck to see if you're able to push into the qualification with the professionals. If you have what it takes, you're competing against them, and you make it into the semifinals, then you keep moving up the rankings like that. It's nothing versus politics. It's just based on how good you are. If you got what it takes, come out and test your luck at one of the locations near you. Follow us on the tour. We're going to be hitting up a ton of spots again next year. We're going to be releasing those dates to you later, so make sure you stay tuned for the entire series. We're going to be doing the closing ceremony afterwards, and maybe you'll get some hints in that. Let's take a look at the FIS World Series overall ranking after these inline finals happened. We said it was a very tight points race between Joe Atkinson and Sam Croft, and of course it's going to be Joe Atkinson taking that top spot, just nudging out Sam Croft from that first place finish. As you see next up there, Maxime Genon, as well Nicolas Servi, Julian Crudo, Gatto, Wellsmore, CJ, you should make it out here next time. Boudouin, Avella, Frein, Waros, and Sassoon finishing off those top 12 on our World Series 2018. So any last thoughts that you had going for this entire event? I mean, not just China, but the FIS inline.
FWS inline, I'm just happy we got to skate such different course throughout the year because he brought out a lot of different skaters, lots of faces we're not used to see necessarily, like Yuto that we saw here. Yeah, different type of skaters, so different type of skating brought to the course.
Yeah, and that has to be a big promotion as well. I mean, a big compliment for Hurricane Parks themselves for coming out here and building such different courses, giving such diversity. A lot of maybe spectators will tune in and think, okay, well, why is this course so different than this course? It's not fair. You know, they have to have a fair playing field. But this is a World Series with multiple stops around the world, and that's what Hurricane does. They take these parks and adapt them so that all these athletes get a fair shot at it. This is just an amazing example of why the FWS does it the way they do it and why we have been doing it for so long with the top-notch action sports out here. It's been so nice doing this with you, man. Like, amazing spot, amazing show course out here. Thanks so much for tuning in. This was a blast. We'll see you next year for the inline circuit. Of course, stay tuned to the FWS. FWS.official on Facebook, at FWS World Series on Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram as well. Check us out on YouTube. We have all our coverage uploaded onto YouTube. You just have to go there and type in FWS, F-I-S-E, into the search bar. It's super simple. So I'm Ryan Meyer. This is Freddie White. That was the 2018 FWS World Series Roller Freestyle Final out here in Chengdu. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. It's been an amazing spectacle, but as well, make sure you guys stay tuned for this next events unfolding. The UCI BMX Freestyle Park Pro Men's Final is coming up next, but let's check out. Thank you again, tune in, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, bye!
It's FWS World Series in Montpellier. We are about to get ready to start the WS Roller Inline Park semi-finals. You're going to see that the athletes are getting in their mindset that this might be their finals. He's going to go for something big on the fun box. The French young gun right there. Wow!
Jeremy Melik is really technical with them grind. Now we have Jaro Frein with the topsoul to back 7 on with a huge master flip transfer.
And let's see it, Anthony. Let's go.
Yuma Baudouin, another one of those crazy younger French riders. Boom! Wow, that was a 1260, ladies and gentlemen.
Diego Guiu coming up the honor quarter. Huge transfer from the honor quarter.
Maxime Genot, really fast, is going in for the back five to backs at Savannah on the flat to down
Right
rail.
now, CJ Wellsmore on course.
And already back at it with...
I love that CJ has been doing these contests.
What does he have? Big 9 on the fun box.
That's going to be the Yorkshire pudding. Joe has a beautiful way of dissecting courses and really taking different line selection.
Go, Joe, go with the front flip.
Very high difficulty, high risk maneuver in the middle of his front. Julian Crudo going down so hard. Roman Abrat.
Oh my
double.
God. And no. Oh, that's...
Oh my God, now. C'est parti!
Double backflip on the fun box.
Sam Cross starting things off for his second run.
Big 360, lots of amplitude with a really nice Alec Bourne 360 out. Fakey 1080. These guys are really going in for the win. The backflip on the top lid.
Nicolas Servi dropping in though right now.
Nicolas is definitely going big, is going fast. But his double backflip, I've never seen him do before, so that's a really nice feature of this run. Nicolas Servi take first place.
So that's going to be out here for the semi-finals of the inline. and going off the rail. No way!
Start the party, celebrate. I'm sick of nonsense.
Finally, we're here in CHENGDU.
Pick up my roll, stress keeps building. It's about to blow. I'm coming to the end of the line. Check my watch, man.
In CHENGDU, China, I mean, it's honestly amazing. Like, the crowd every year has been really supportive. You feel a great energy, and it's just a perfect home for action sports.